Hello, everybody. I'm Amber.
And I'm Maddie.
And we're Witches Talking Tarot. And today we are talking about Ostara, one of Amber's favorite pagan holidays. It is not our version of Easter because it predates Easter.
Yes.
Ostara can sometimes be listed as a Wiccan holiday, but it's predominantly the name that we use when we talk about the spring equinox.
Yes.
Which is, I love it when I say witches because I mean witch is, but it sounds like witches every time. But it's, it is the exact opposite of Samhain on the Wheel of the Year. And I think that might be part of why I absolutely love it.
No, this is the spring equinox, correct?
Yes. I'm sorry. It's like exactly opposite the autumnal equinox, and then the next one's opposite Samhain. Maybe I misspoke. I don't know. It's been a long day, guys.
Oh, no. I wasn't trying to correct you.
You're right. No, you're fine. Generally, it's around March 20th. Not always, but usually around March 20th. And it's the spring equinox. So I'm trying to remember, is it where day is equal to night, the autumnal equinox? Because usually that's what equinox
I'm looking at
means.
this circle right now, so maybe I'm wrong. So then we've got summer and Yule, right? Right across from each other? Summer and winter?
I do it by going by months, but that makes sense. Summer and winter are opposite.
They're this way.
So so it's either I guess it's really Mabon that it's equal to, because when you go by 6 months, right, it's 3 and 9.
Which is
but I always think of it as equal to. So what's next? That's going to be equal to Samhain. Is that Litha? May Day?
Is that what's next? May Day.
Is there something before May Day? I can't remember.
January, February, March, April, June.
No,
Is
May.
there anything in June? Oh, May. I always fucking forget May, guys.
Yeah.
I have my entire life. I always...
Yeah. It's roughly equal to May. Whatever.
So May Day, Mabon, or May Day not?
May Day and Samhain, I guess, would be the whatever, and then Mabon and Ostara would be the across the year from each other. So, if you're listening in Australia, because we have one Australian listener.
Right, you're from the down under.
Yeah, you're from down under.
Real. I don't believe in Australia.
But you would be celebrating Mabon right now. We are celebrating Ostara in the whatever hemisphere. We live in
Northern
hemisphere.
Northern hemisphere. Yeah. That's why they're down under, because they're south.
Okay. All right. I was like,
water
West,
runs differently, doesn't it? Water runs differently.
Yeah, it does. South of the equator. That is correct. I love that Simpson episode where Bart charges so much money to a kid in Australia to ask him to check if the water flushes differently down there or not, because he learned it in school. So he does a collect call.
He's like, what?
Yeah, and the kid's like, yeah, it flushes this way at my house. And he's like, check your neighbor's house. Well, it's Australia, so the kid has to go a really long way to check his neighbor's house and then come back. And the whole time, Bart's on hold with this collect call. And it's a funny episode. I know you don't like The Simpsons, but
I apologize for yawning, guys. It's late night.
Yeah, it's late for us.
But I can't imagine water flushing a different way.
Yeah.
That sounds so
It's
crazy.
interesting.
It's so weird how that happens.
But
Ostara is...
Yeah, it's it's the spring celebration. Now,
is it German or is it...
The word Ostara is German.
Okay.
Pretty much everywhere in Europe that I could find has a version thereof. It's Como Editsa in Russia. Sometimes confused with Maslenia in Russia. But and something about there's kind of blending because of post-Christianization of the two holidays. But I don't know how many, because it's called Ostara and then other versions of that word throughout the regions outside of the Germanic Empire, but Eoster, where the goddess that we get the name from, she specifically is a Germanic spring goddess or goddess of the dawn.
I think it's both.
Right, exactly.
Because spring is really the dawn of
exactly.
life.
And that's right. And so most of these goddesses that are celebrated throughout Europe for the spring equinox holiday, they, generally speaking, are goddesses of the dawn and associated with spring, and therefore celebrated at the spring equinox celebration. So, but Ostara, we're going to refer to it as Ostara, even though in different regions maybe it was slightly different, because like a lot of the
Ostara
names
is more
were,
well known.
Yes, Ostara is
easier
more
to
well-known.
say.
It is. It really is. Because when I looked at the phonetical pronunciation, like I say Eoster because it's Eostre for the Germanic goddess, but when I looked at the phonetic pronunciation, it's actually supposed to be like Iesther, which sounds really cool, but it does not immediately come to my mouth because I've been saying Eoster for
That's
so
okay.
long.
I say Eoster. What does that sound like?
An oyster?
Yeah, I was
It
like,
oyster.
it sounds like chicken. I don't know.
Yeah.
Rooster. I don't know. Maybe that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I can see that. But the pronunciation makes sense of it being Iasther, because it's got the AE symbol together, which I don't know the name of that symbol, and then it's followed by ASTRA. So I'm like, Iastra, I think. Iastra is how you...
Very German.
Very, yeah. But then like Ostra and Osrine are other deities in similar, in like, you know, like Lithuania, I believe, is Osrine, and Ostra, I'm not sure which one that was, but it's all those different goddesses in the different areas, but they all like, they have the same Indo-European root, essentially, right?
And it's all basically celebrating the same thing, which is the beginning of spring.
Exactly.
So
and that
it's crazy that
we're
making this video because we just went through a ice storm.
Yes, and now it's all warm and spring is reawakening.
Yeah.
Even my olive tree. It's funny because my olive tree in my living room, because we brought it in for the winter, it has a new sprig on it. It just popped up this last week. Corey was afraid one of the cats had killed it, but it has a new sprig with all these leaves on it. Yeah, and it's like, oh, spring.
So I hope it stays warm.
Yes.
Me too. So let's see, now we're going to see lots of rabbits coming out, right?
Oh, yeah. What's funny, when I ran back in for the keys earlier,
did you see a bunny?
A bunny just ran out of my front garden because of how quickly I ran up to the front door to grab the keys because it was so hot in the car.
Come back. Actually, no, I fucking hate rabbits. I'm going to be real with you. They kick the fuck out of you.
Oh, yeah.
And it hurts. They will fuck you up.
Yeah.
Like, rabbits are not all nice and sweet.
But like,
they'll bite the fuck out of you.
But spring totally has sprung, because earlier when I let Shelby out when we were doing our first video, I guess I was really quiet when I was letting her out. And there was a squirrel on my fire pit just munching on some stuff. Just chilling. I just watched him.
You're going to start noticing the little critters.
Yeah.
Which means,
and he was super comfortable. He didn't even notice me until I was like, no, Shelby, go out. Come on. I need to close the door. And then he was like, what? Person? And skittered away. It was really funny.
Well, we have, in my yard, because you've seen my backyard, it's pretty cray.
Nature.
We have a groundhog that lives under the thing. So I'm like, he's going to be coming out soon. I got to name him. Don't know what I'm going to name him. But, I mean, I guess it makes sense that the groundhogs would be coming out because it's after... Chunk! I like that. I think that may be his name.
I'm sorry.
They're chunky.
That's
They're so cute. I saw a mama groundhog. And she ran away when she saw me. And like 3 little babies ran after her. Oh my God.
I've never seen a baby groundhog.
Oh, they're little. They're cute. I mean, I'm sure a groundhog will fuck you up.
Yeah.
I keep saying that about all wild animals. They'll fuck you up.
Well, I mean, that's why they're still alive.
Right. They will.
Yeah. But yeah, we're celebrating all of everything's coming to life. You know, the little animals are starting to mate because they're going to be having babies real quick. Flowers are going to be blossoming soon. All my indoor plants are
really weird.
Go outdoor, going to get to move back out in the sun.
We say flowers will be blossoming. I had dandelions in my yard in December.
Fair enough.
Is that not weird? Or...
Yeah, but we did have a particularly warm winter up until that point. And then, like, January and February, it was like, boom. Fuck you, Midwest!
Right, exactly. So, not only that, now it's like, we're getting real close to planting season.
We are. I'm getting excited about it,
I guess if you're going to start seedlings in your home, now
this is a good time. Yeah, because you generally want to do it about 4 to 6 weeks before you can move them outside.
Right, before you can move them outside.
Yeah. Like, I've got a collection of potatoes that I'm going to plant.
Oh, nice. Asparagus.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait for my asparagus to start growing on its own over in the side yard. Remember that one?
Yeah, it was huge.
It was like this.
So did
long,
you just
guys.
chop it up and get multiple?
Yes, I did. I got like a full serving of asparagus out of that one thing.
So what, does asparagus stick up out of the ground, or does it like grow in the ground? How does it grow?
It grows up out of the ground, and you harvest it by cutting it off above where it's growing.
And then it'll continue.
And it'll continue to grow. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Holy shit! So you just had like this big ass like sprout of asparagus just standing.
Well,
there?
it's like, okay, so a couple years ago we had planted asparagus,
right?
And then we redid the way we did our garden beds, and my husband redistributed the dirt. Well, there must have still been the asparagus root system, because like the way asparagus works is like the first year or two after you plant it, you're not really going to get much of a yield. But years like 2 and beyond, you'll start getting real asparagus. Like the first year you get like these real skinny things. Year 2 you might get decent asparagus, or you might get them real skinny things again. And then after that it's like what you expect from like what you buy in a store, you know, like big. But I didn't know that the asparagus had been transplanted unintentionally. So I was over at my rose bushes.
And then you're like,
and I was like,
shit.
That's a huge asparagus. And we discovered that like some of that dirt that had gotten moved to that garden had asparagus in it. And so now I've got my asparagus growing over there, which is great. So every once in a while we have asparagus with dinner.
I bring up the asparagus because when I was doing research on Ostara, one of the things that it said that people eat around this time is asparagus. And I thought that was so weird, right? Because it's not growing right now. I was going to
say, not here, but I wonder, well, and maybe, I don't know how well it keeps, so I don't know. That's interesting.
I love me some asparagus.
I do too.
I do. Shit.
Love it.
I know, right?
Look, it's some good eats, Alton Brown.
Oh my God, my mom made this amazing asparagus. It was wrapped in prosciutto. Ooh. And then she put slices of the mozzarella ball cut on top. Oh, Lord.
God damn, I'm drooling again.
I know, me too. I'm like, damn.
First we talking about oysters, now we're talking about asparagus, prosciutto, mozzarella.
So like...
Mozzarella. But I mean, I guess it makes sense though. It's very green, and if you're in a region where it grows earlier in the year, maybe it's like, I don't know. Like now.
So what would you say is a good thing to eat in celebration to Ostara then?
Eggs.
Let's make some devil those bits.
Oh yeah, one of our household traditions when my kids were little, because it's how I grew up, is we did our Easter egg dyeing, and then we took those dyed Easter eggs and we made egg salad out of them. Yum. So you'd have egg salad, and every once in a while there'd be a little flash of pink or blue or purple from where the egg was cracked. I love egg salad.
Sandwiches.
And then Corey's stepmom, his adoptive dad's wife, because he has 2 stepmoms. He's got a lot of parentage. But one of his stepmoms, his adoptive dad's wife, introduced me to like the weirdest egg salad that I love. Like, I changed it. So, okay, when I was growing up, my mom's egg salad is you take your boiled eggs and you chop them up.
Mayonnaise.
You add mayonnaise, you add garlic, salt, pepper, parsley. Pretty much.
Oh, Lord. I'm sorry. I had one when I was pregnant with this pregnancy, and I was like, Lord, this is the best egg salad sandwich I ever had. And then I was like, oh my God, I need to take a pregnancy test. This is not normal. This
I remember
that. Is not that good.
Yeah, you said you don't like it except if you're pregnant.
I know, yeah. I was like, no, this is not normal. This egg salad's not this bussin'.
I love egg salad because, like, my mom liked it. We ate it a lot. My kids used to like it, but now we just... if ever I go to make egg salad, they eat the boiled eggs to a point where it's like, fuck, it's not even worth making the egg salad. Just have the boiled eggs.
Oh my God, I love boiled eggs.
I do too. Like they're good. I love them in a salad.
Eggs? Oh my God.
I love deviled eggs. They're
Who
so
doesn't?
good. Oh yeah, those ones.
Dude,
that
have you had
will?
Tammy's
Oh,
boiled
with the
fucking,
avocado?
That shit.
I know. I really liked Michelle's. Like those were good. And like, cause they're like farm fresh eggs. Like,
oh fuck yeah.
She's like, I'm late because the chickens were still laying eggs. That's how fresh these eggs were.
I love that. I guess this would be good for Ostara. It was an egg salad. We'll never be able to eat it again, unfortunately, because my husband pulled a giant Maddie. I know, it's ruined.
I forgot.
But it was bacon, avocado, a little bit of mayonnaise.
That sounds good.
Mix that shit up. I'm gonna add a little bit of lime salt, garlic powder, and lemon pepper.
I hate lemon pepper.
Oh, okay. Well, let's replace lemon pepper. Let's replace that with
anything else.
with like garlic.
Okay.
Oh, that shit was so
It sounds
good.
delicious.
Oh, it was.
So like, but my mom's egg salad is pretty plain.
Yeah,
like
regular.
compared, like our tuna salad, there was so much stuff that went into it. Egg salad, I don't think it was more than mayonnaise and garlic, salt, and parsley. And the parsley is just because but Emily's egg salad, I love it. I changed it a little bit because I don't like cheese that much. So Emily's egg salad is you've got your eggs, you got your garlic salt, you've got your Miracle Whip.
Lord. Oh, hell no.
I love Miracle Whip.
I'm a mayonnaise girl.
Oh, well, you can do it with either, and I've done it with both. And so you use your mayo or Miracle Whip, and then she adds, she has frozen peas that she's already cooked up.
Really?
She adds the cooked peas, like cold cooked peas. They're already cooked. They're not frozen. They're frozen. Then you cook them. They're not canned because that would be gross. That would smush everywhere.
Yeah.
You can't use canned.
Okay.
It's gross. Don't use canned. I tried it once.
Peas on a sandwich. I'm like...
I know, but just bear with
carrots?
me. She adds hunks of cheddar cheese, which I don't do the hunks of cheese.
Like hunks of cheese.
I shred it because I don't like the hunks, but I do like the cheese in it because it all the egg and the peas and the cheese it's good on a sandwich. It's good.
Really?
I have not stopped making it that way. Like I don't make it my mom's way. No offense, mommy, I love you, but. I make Emily's egg salad every time, and that's like the egg salad my kids grew up eating because after
Emily's
I had
egg salad?
Yeah, after I had it the first time, I always put cheese and peas in it because it's so good. Also, it's more nutritious.
Right,
you got a
you
green
got a
vegetable, you got dairy.
Right. Because mayo isn't really dairy.
It's a fat. Like, and I don't mean that in a bad way. It can be a healthy fat,
right?
But it's made with like egg yolks
and oil.
That's it. So it's a fat.
So you got a little bit of everything.
Yeah,
dairy.
You got dairy. You got vegetable. You got your protein.
Yeah,
and you got some extra fat in there.
Shit, I'd add some bacon in there.
I would add some bacon.
I like bacon, not bacon bits. Real pieces of bacon that you like slice that shit up. Can't be that fake shit. I'm not a bacon bits girl.
Yeah. Well, I like the bacon bits but it's cooked bacon. It's not bacon bits brand bacon bits, the little crunchy things. It's like pre-cooked bacon that somebody else chopped up for you.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. Absolutely. Like, I love that. That would be so good.
Oh yeah.
So when I think of Ostara and you
I'm
say
gonna have to
eggs,
add bacon to my.
Please
I don't even eat
watering.
bacon, but I will. That sounds so good.
I'm like, gotta meet that up.
Yeah, but like, so outside of eggs, because that's just tradition.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, I grew up sitting there watching Gene Wilder's Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory with my half-eaten chocolate rabbit over here, and my mom was making egg salad while I was eating a couple of the eggs myself with big dollops of mayonnaise and salt.
Ew. Like the boiled eggs?
Yes.
Just like with big dollops of mayonnaise?
Yeah.
I don't mean to say ew.
Fine.
Like
you can say it.
I love mayonnaise.
Mind. I know,
but
that sounds gross.
Maybe like so as good. You eat it,
like
though,
that's how my mom...
Like a salad in your mouth.
It on the mayo amount. Like, let's be clear. I definitely used too much mayonnaise for this process. But yeah, you'd have like a dollop of mayonnaise on a plate and you'd have like 3 eggs and you peel the eggs while watching Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and I'd dip it I would dip it. I didn't really take a big... After my first bite, though, then I would
Then
dip.
because you can't exactly, so you gotta like, wait a minute.
You dip the first egg and you put a little salt on it, eat that, then you dip it, because now you got all that yolk, which is like dry.
Well, imagine in your mouth, it's like...
It's like egg salad, yeah.
Right.
And Mom's in the background making the real egg salad, which we're going to eat a little bit later.
Right.
And we're probably going to watch Charlie and the Chocolate Factory again.
Was it just like a Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, like...
That was a thing in the 90s. Like
Easter? For Easter?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
That's crazy.
Because I was raised Christian, so, that's my Easter tradition. But that's my kids' Ostara tradition, because they were raised pagan.
It makes me cringe a little bit, just because you don't understand how many fucking times in a day you can watch A Christmas Story.
I do. I used to make Corey do it.
It would play one right after. Oh my God.
It's called 24 Hours of A Christmas Story. And I'd be like, oh, it's starting. And I'd go put it on. And then, like, Corey tried to change it. I'd be like, no, it's 24 Hours of A Christmas Story.
I love the movie.
I burned myself out on that movie, so I don't recommend this. But I think, like, they played Charlie and the Chocolate Factory all day long on
I believe
Easter.
it. So it's like a similar
and maybe it wasn't.
thing.
Maybe it wasn't the same channel. Maybe it was a bunch of different channels, because it was also like the Ten Commandments would be on one channel.
Oh yeah, I bet.
So it's like the 90s. So we had TBS and TNT and stuff like
They're
that.
like the Passion of Christ.
Yeah, exactly. So like you'd have options.
Easter's the resurrection, so it makes sense to watch him die.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I've never seen that movie. I would love to see it.
The Mel Gibson version?
No, the new one. There's a new one.
There's a new one.
Oh, well, I guess there's a Mel Gibson version of The Passion of Christ.
I've seen that one with Jim
Sad?
Caviezel.
I want to watch it. The only reason I won't watch it is because it's fucking sad.
Remember we were talking about flagellation earlier?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it very simple? Because my mother-in-law was like, oh, it's the best movie I've ever seen. Oh, it's so good. You've got to watch it. And I'm not going to lie. It looks very good. But it also looks really fucking sad, which makes sense because the story of Easter, even though we're talking about Ostara, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you got to.
But I mean, you got to cover it, right? It's kind of fucking sad.
It is sad.
I mean, it's
100%. That's why I think when we were in the Emolk episode, perhaps, I mentioned Ostara and I called it Zombie Easter or Zombie Day or whatever, because like, I don't like that. That's so whatever. It's not my place to like your religion or not. Please don't misunderstand
I do
me.
like the story.
But I like
I guess
it is a beautiful story. But like what is focused on in that movie is the torture part. It's focused on his walk with the.
Is that like the whole fucking movie? Are you serious?
Well, like that's what I remember.
Okay. Because I was like, surely there's got to be
anybody who's seen the South Park episode about it, that's what's played up as well. So like, I feel like I'm remembering correctly. That's what the movie's mostly about.
7-something. Like I can't remember. I only know because
I don't fucking know.
We went to.
I've been to so many.
The Vietnamese Catholic place, and there's like 7 different. Oh, maybe it's the 7 miracles of Jesus or some shit. I don't know.
So like we weren't. My mom went to church quite regularly, right? So we didn't only go to church on Christmas and Easter, but my mother loved to go on Easter for the Passion of the Christ. Oh, so I've seen that enacted in real life on more than one occasion.
Can you? He's like, no, I'm playing Jesus this year. Fuck you. Like, can you imagine the fights like to play that part? You know, unfortunately, I can't. I can see where they'd be like, oh,
it's such an
Jerry's playing fucking Jesus again. This time, like nobody
Pastor's favorite.
Right, exactly. Because I mean, I grew up in the Christian church too. I can definitely see that. Like, no, I think I'm going to go all out.
Did you ever go to a church that did like a live enactment?
I was in some. Not of the Passion, no. But I was in like some reenactments, like the nativity scene. Which
but I mean, but the nativity scene versus the Passion is very different.
And when you put them together, it's fucking even sadder.
Yeah. Well, right. Yeah.
Or more sad.
Yeah. But I don't know. It's just like the Passion of the Christ is not for me. The story is.
Do you?
I understand it from a beautiful.
Because I do want to watch it.
Yes, maybe not while you're pregnant. You're gonna cry. You're gonna cry either way. So maybe just save yourself that.
Well, it's just because they're so fucking horrible.
No, it's done from a very hard standpoint. It's meant to be like. Gut-wrenching. You feel like you're in it.
Is it most
from what I remember
because
I've only seen it like twice.
Jesus, or is it sad because it's just somebody going through that? I mean, I imagine for Christians,
it's probably the first. For me, it's the latter. That anybody had to go through that, and then it's celebrated. Yearly. And I understand it's celebrated like you made a sacrifice for us. I'm not dogging.
I guess we're
Please
actually
don't
talking... Are we
misunderstand.
talking about not Black Friday? No, that's not what it is. It's because Easter's the day that he rises after.
Right.
So 3 days before, we're talking about Good Friday?
Yeah, that would be Good Friday. Sorry, like when you said Black Friday, I was like, how's that not right?
No, Good Friday. So, but we're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting to the...
Sorry, yo.
Right.
I didn't mean to say that. I'm talking about
the
your
Easter part. But before, basically, he's brutally beaten. Yeah. I'm sure everybody knows the story of Jesus. He's forced to, like, he has to, carry it on his back. I personally hate the adaptations where Jesus is so skinny and starving because Jesus was a fucking carpenter. He's heavy lifting. Yeah, he was...
I mean, Jim Caviezel, I would say he was probably... I wouldn't say he was really ripped as Jesus in this movie, but, like, it's more like he's...
Fit.
It's more the way it's filmed. Uh-huh. It's filmed in, like, he's very dirty. It's obvious he's miserable. Right. Mm-hmm. He's bloody.
His feet,
It's very, stark imagery.
Game of Thronesy. Like do they show the part where they're hammering in the nails?
Pretty sure.
Oh, I hate that.
Again, this is not my favorite storyline, so it's not something that I latch on to.
Right.
I could
Does it end with him rising? Do you know?
I don't think it covers.
Wow, that's fucking shitty. So
I don't know. I don't remember. I don't know. If you've seen the movie, let us know because I don't remember.
Right.
I feel like it's the lead up to that. Like it's but I don't remember the whole movie. I very much remember that the majority of the movie is the walk, though. Like, because there's a South Park episode that, like, makes fun of it in a way, and I don't want to get into detail because if you've seen the South Park episode, you know why I'm not going to talk about it. I will say something not on our podcast if you have questions. But, like, Cartman's, like, he uses it as, like, Nazi propaganda.
Oh my God, that
because
makes
it's so anti-Jew.
Oh, it is because he's Jewish. Because he's Jewish. Oh my God.
But South Park does it in a comedic way.
No, it makes sense.
I don't know what Mel Gibson's goal was.
Like I feel like they were trying to be funny with it, but
they were.
Stop! I forgot Mel Gibson.
I know, right? That's why it's like. It's not my favorite.
My God, Amber's a Jew, so she can say this.
Yeah,
I mean, what is it? 1932, Amber? God. But no, I mean, Amber is a diagnosed Jew. That's what I'm gonna call it because you got your.
The ancestors. I can't do accents, guy. I'm gonna have to.
So I do have to say, like, let's talk about. I do have no idea what the fuck a Jewish accent is. I don't. I can do like a New Jersey or a New York one. But not when I'm trying.
That's the thing.
I can't
do any accent if I'm trying to do an accent. It doesn't work.
Appa, but I'm pretty sure that's Greek.
Yeah.
So it would
Mazel tov.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I can't, I don't feel comfortable doing it. You can, because you're the Jew. But notice how different that storyline is.
Than the Ostara,
and I guess that
and
was
it's like rebirth, and the world is coming back to life.
That,
and I mean, it is
see
kind
that
of a cyclical rebirth thing.
Right.
And I mean,
we're talking about Good Friday, so Easter's more like he is risen, rebirth, if you will.
Right.
But it's almost like, I was going to say it's almost like they're two different celebrations. They fucking are. But I don't see how they go hand in hand, really, now that we talk about it, other than the name.
Well, it's almost like, okay, but if you think about from a Christian standpoint, okay?
Yes, absolutely.
And from the Christian standpoint of making your holidays align with the pagan holidays that they already celebrate, right?
Right.
So you have put Christ's birth at December, right? So you can't do something...
Right, but you can't do something in December.
You can't do something dark and like...
never mind, I'm so sorry.
or whatever, like in December, right? Like you've got your All Saints Day in November to take over the Samhain thing. For Yule, you've replaced it with the birth of Christ.
Which is like...
Christmas,
right? Yeah, Christmas.
So now... when you're trying to celebrate the resurrection of Christ, right? And you want to do that rebirth motif that, is present in the spring celebration, it's so very close, right? So you've got to put in, so the pagans, like, in my viewpoint, our holidays, the way that the wheel of the year works, right?
Yes.
This is the way I see it. You know, you've got your dark, the pagans celebrate the darkness. We celebrate that struggle and toil that humans go through to be able to get through the harsh winter and enjoy that rebirth of the world where you can live again for another year, right? Exactly, right? So just from this conversation, the way my brain goes is, well, they had to have that struggle. The people, you have to celebrate the struggle that's gone through to get to the rebirth. So Jesus's walk represents that struggle of people getting through that harsh, cold winter. But you can't have it too close to Jesus' birth because everybody, you want people to be happy at December, Jesus' birth, right? And then you've got, you know, with St. Bridget's Day, I can't remember what they celebrate.
With Ostara, we're celebrating.
But, you know, at Ostara, again, with Easter, if you're trying to do the rebirth thing, you've got to have the struggle leading up to it, in my opinion. Right. Which is where the Good Friday thing comes in. That's just in my opinion. And it works, you know, and if you... I don't know how it worked though, because like, did the book come first and then the holidays, or did like they come together at the same times? Like, so I don't know how much sense what I just said makes.
Well, I'm over here
like I feel like they had to put the struggle in there because in order to have the happy rebirth thing, you have to have struggle. You can't just you don't get to spring easily. You have to get through the hard winter. I get what
you're saying. I definitely do. I'm definitely not disagreeing with you.
Because I'm
over here. Well, I'm over here trying to So we're celebrating the birth of spring and of fertility and happiness. So I guess Jesus rising, or again, is literally. You could call it a rebirth, but it's like the sun coming up,
celebrating the goddess of the dawn.
Right, exactly. So it's
or in this case, the young man god of the dawn.
Yeah, it is happiness, and yay, we get to celebrate this because now we all get to go to heaven. Right. You know what I mean? He died for our sins. Yeah. We are forgiven.
Right.
Or we can be
forgiven. Exactly. But again, I feel like I get different. The two, right? But I feel like maybe they lumped the struggle and the rebirth into the same one thing. And it kind of makes sense to me from that standpoint when I think about the end of the Slavic winter, because they have the tradition of taking Marzana around town, like the effigy, the straw effigy of Marzana around town to absorb all the sickness and blah, blah, blah. And then they set her on fire or drown her or both to get rid of all that crap shit from the winter so that they now can celebrate the spring arriving. So, is it from that same standpoint of putting it all together where you celebrate getting through all the shit and then having that salvation from the shit?
I get what you're saying, and then I'm also but look at the attitudes, or I don't know how else to put it, that pagans have versus Christians have. Christians have at first it's a very focusing on the
life is not. This is not what it's all about. The next stage when you go to heaven is what it's all about. Whereas we're take care of the earth. Yes, this is our incarnation right now.
I think this may be, in my opinion, maybe I'm wrong, the most same but different corresponding holidays with Christian, because Yule and Christmas are so fucking similar. Yeah. You know what I mean? So similar that you don't even have to have this conversation of what represents what, because they're celebrating the birth of the Son of God, and we're celebrating the birth of the Sun God. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's so similar, whereas this one is not as
it's not, because with this one we're celebrating the reawakening of the world.
You could argue they are too with the but it's wording.
More of a sacrifice that they're celebrating. They're celebrating that he gave his life for them. In my understanding, being raised, that was my understanding of Easter, was we were, aside from chocolate bunnies and baskets full of toys,
religious, spiritually.
When we went to church, what was talked about was God gave his only son to atone for our sins so that we can have a better life.
I don't mean to make that face. I'm just oh God, that whole thing.
I know, and that's why I call it Zombie Day. You know,
well, I love Jesus. Let's be clear. I'll say this as a witch, individual, as a pagan witch. I do love Jesus. I do love the story of Jesus. Not necessarily. It's as we discussed,
the original sin thing bothers me. Like, how can you be born immediately into sin?
Right. And I do think Jesus was real. But, I do. Yeah. I do think maybe what happened on, like, personally, what happened on the cross and he was hung. I do think that very well probably did happen. I mean, they were Romans. People I was going to say, people got crucified if you're a miracle, all the time. Well, if you're a miracle worker or a witch, because some people have gone so far to blasphemously, is that a word? Yeah. Say that Jesus was a witch or a
magic worker,
magician,
witchcraft practitioner.
They're gonna kill you. So I fully believe Jesus exists. I believe he did the things he did, and I believe he was probably killed on the cross. Absolutely. Do I think he rose again? Yeah, I mean, I could see it. Like, I'm not trying to be like, I could see it.
Well, we've talked about my views on Jesus. Like, for many years, I believed he was a real person. Then I read a theory that he is simply an allegory. And I believe that he really was a real person, but that the stories in the Bible are allegorical completely. Mm-hmm. So, did he die and rise again as an actual person? I'm not sure. Did he bring Lazarus back from the dead? Maybe he breathed the breath of life into him because he was smart enough to know CPR, you know? Like, figure out, we just got to breathe.
I mean, like, we're talking about Jesus, and I feel like I get really conspiracy theory when it comes to Jesus, because I'm like, he totally married Mary Magdalene.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. He has a fucking child.
Oh, yeah.
He had kids. There's a descendant of Jesus.
Yeah, that's the, whatever it's called.
Oh, the fucking Holy Grail.
Yeah.
I'm like, he Christ's totally did. And that bitch, I'm so sorry. That lady was there. Like, she fucking was.
Mary Magdalene got demonized. She was by his side.
Like Lilith.
I know. She was by his side and they just couldn't stand, just like God's wife. Got wrote out of the fucking Bible. Anyway, I'm gonna piss people off. I'm sorry, guys.
I feel like
I've learned a lot about what was written out of the Bible, though. So, like, when I say that, this is truth. Like, you can look into
we talk about lore. I don't mean Christian to be lore.
I don't want to be offensive. I just mean, like, a lot of powerful women were written out of the Bible by men.
Oh, absolutely. Fuck men.
Because the story that they wanted to give, and like, you can look into it.
Well,
There's so many different
talking
versions.
About Easter during an Ostara episode.
Yeah, it's absolutely 100%. Absolutely. Like, we have to cover the crossover. We were both raised Christians, so we grew up celebrating Easter. Right. So, of course, I bring it up when I say my Easter tradition is my children's Ostara tradition. And so we can go back to, like, we can bring it full circle if
back
we want.
To Ostara. I'm just like, I'm going to watch that movie on Easter. But
which one?
The Passion of Christ. Oh. But also
the new one with Jim Caviezel?
It's on Hulu, or it's on Amazon Prime for free.
It is a beautiful movie. It's just rough.
But I know, but I'm watching Forrest Gump, so I'm like, damn.
And like, I mean, if you're gonna watch rough Easter stuff, watch season 2 of Happy. It's fucked up.
Oh my god, you told me about that one. Yeah. So back to Easter, celebrations. Easter and Ostara. You can celebrate a lot of them together at the same time. Like you said, eating eggs.
Yeah, I mean, we strictly celebrate Ostara on the equinox, right?
Right, that's what we do. But we have family that celebrate Easter. So
most of the traditions would be what you would do on Easter.
Exactly.
So whatever day you celebrate, it's all up to you, right?
Well, and spring cleaning is just not even necessarily spiritual for everyone, but people fucking do it.
Right, and I mean, it's a huge part of a lot of Ostara and Komedica celebrations.
Because what you're doing is getting rid of all that winter dust, because it's not like, at least back then, it's not like you could air out the fucking house.
Right, and sometimes, like, I was telling you, last week we had all those winter storms, and I was like, I holed up into myself, but I was cleaning house the whole time.
Right, exactly.
I was cleaning my house, and then I was relaxing, and then I was cleaning house, because I couldn't do anything. I couldn't leave.
Right.
I was iced in. Like, there was ice everywhere. Like I told you, I couldn't even get down my yard without, like, old lady walking.
Right.
Not because, like, nothing against old ladies. When I say old lady walking, it's what somebody said it looked like, but I broke my arm on the ice last year, so I'm afraid. I'm afraid.
I can't believe that happened.
So I shuffle now. I shuffle very
safely. So I'm curious how everybody celebrates Ostara and how they celebrate Easter, and if they correspond.
Yeah, like,
do you have Easter bunnies?
My kids get baskets. Well, when they were younger, we got Ostara baskets, and once it was fully Ostara that we celebrated, I always put something for planting in there because Ostara is
Planting,
is big for Ostara. So whether it was flowers or a food item or sometimes herbs that they could grow inside, quite often it came from Dollar Tree and those little...
Well, they have little dollar things.
Yeah, exactly. Little kit. Like always Easter Bunny and Ducky related toys.
I hate Peeps.
Oh, toys.
Okay. I was like...
Peeps are gross.
Thank you. They are fucking disgusting.
Gross.
And I will not apologize for that one. They are
they get Cadbury eggs because that's my favorite
Oh,
Easter
fuck
candy.
yeah. They got the filling in there?
Right? Exactly. And then the little chocolate ones that are coated with colorful shell. Like my dad loves them. They
the chocolate
Robin's eggs. Yeah.
Robin's eggs.
They hurt my teeth, but the kids love them.
You know, I haven't had them in so long. I'm not...
and then the little Whopper eggs too. And they have little bubblegum eggs. It's all eggs, right? Because the Russian in me. Like the Slavic heritage, like it's always been eggs. My kids' baskets are always egg heavy because I love eggs for one. But the bunnies too. I'm not gonna lie, like I fucking hate with a passion the cheap ass Easter chocolate. Oh yeah,
it's horrible. Ew! Oh my god, no! It's got to be Cadbury.
Yeah, has to be
because that's at least good quality.
And plus, they have the great commercial with like the lion and everybody in the little bunny ears, and it's like nobody else has an egg like the Cadbury egg. Or you try to see there's a lot of pretenders out there, but only Cadbury has
well, Reese's has the little eggs too. Those are fucking
They now have eggs, but I grew up with Reese's didn't have eggs when I was little. They owned, Cadbury was like the number one Easter candy back then.
Well, that one shitty Palmer's candy doesn't even melt.
Oh,
you can hold it in your fucking mouth and it's just there.
I can't,
It's bad.
I won't lie, back when we were more frugal because of money, situations. My kids probably did have Palmer's Easter candy back when.
Oh, I'm sure. There's no hate. They're kids. Don't get them the expensive shit.
But their Ostara baskets, I always tried to make it very plant oriented because Ostara. So they always got a new dress with flowers on it.
Oh,
that is the one. That and the plant is the one thing that we still do for our daughters for Ostara because they're all teenagers now. My youngest is 15. So we don't do the baskets anymore. We haven't for a couple years.
Right.
But they always get a new Ostara dress with flowers. Or one year one of them was like, I'm not going to wear a dress. So I got her a shirt with flowers.
Was that you?
I think so. Yeah, I'm almost positive.
I can see that because I think Lolly wears dresses, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or she used to, yeah.
Yeah, and Gio wears dresses again, but there was a time where she absolutely wouldn't. Before my brother was no longer engaged, she had an agreement with him where she got to wear a suit to his wedding. She absolutely did not want to wear a dress. Yeah, because I made her wear a dress to my mom's wedding, and so to make her feel better, my brother's like, you can wear a suit to my wedding. It's cute. But baskets, totally, there's nothing wrong with carrying over Easter traditions that you grew up with. Because they are so similar. And all the iconography came from Ostara.
They really have nothing to do with the rise of Jesus. They really don't. It's all Ostara.
It's all Ostara.
It really is.
Spring
what the
and
fuck
Ostara.
does a bunny have to do with Jesus?
Nothing, but
I don't even. Do they have bunnies?
Ostara. How do you say her name?
They do have bunnies. I'm not stupid. I just have to.
Hares are her, one of her token animals. And one thing I do want to mention for anybody who's like, well, they haven't quite proven that Eoster or Iastra was an actual Germanic deity. Yes, they have. She's the deity that we were talking about, Mabon, and I said I know there's one that they're not sure. So they weren't sure. There was only one guy, the Venerable Bede, who wrote about the celebrations that existed for this particular goddess, and that he was the only person that wrote about the pagan holiday around her, right? But he lived after those celebrations didn't exist anymore, right? So for a while, his was the only record we had of her. Then, at some point within the recent history, a Austria Henai...
Sounds like a hot sauce.
There's another word that I didn't write down that's supposed to go with it, and I thought I was going to remember the word. But it's basically not marble, but like stone slabs with carvings in them. You see them of Greek deities and shit all the time.
Okay, I hear
Usually
you.
there's 3 female goddesses.
I see.
So they found one, or I'm sorry, not just one. They found multiples of the Austria henai of these things. And so Austria, again, relating back to Ostra, Osrine, Yoster, Iastra, depending on how it's supposed to be pronounced. Like, basically, those stone slabs with all of these goddesses carved into them was proof that back then this goddess really was celebrated.
Okay,
Venerable
that's
Bede
awesome.
didn't just make her up. He's just the only person who recorded anything about her. To the point that like Jacob Grimm was writing, because we talked about the brothers Grimm, right?
we did.
And I love Jacob Grimm, and I can't wait to read some of his actual books, because he did books about his studies. And, like, he wrote about how, like, she's such a powerful goddess and her iconography is so powerful that, like, and it's such a beautiful thing to celebrate that even the Christians, when they, took over, they had to incorporate Easter and even keep it as the same name. Because Easter is, like, in some areas, Easter is what this pagan holiday was called. So that they didn't even change the name. That's why it's called Easter, to celebrate the Passion of the Christ and all of that. Like, they didn't even change the name when they took over the holiday.
Which reminds me very much of the Bridget goddess.
Yeah,
because they had to
it was so powerful.
Her, right.
Yeah.
So I am very curious to see how everybody else celebrates Easter.
Yeah.
I imagine it has a lot to do with what we said, eggs and chocolate. So.
Right. Well, and there's more like old school pagan things that you can do for celebrating Easter. Or
did I say
Ostara.
Easter? I meant Ostara.
Either way. I mean,
know what I meant.
It's the same thing. Like, literally, there were regions where Ostara was called Easter, like, just depending on the pronunciation of the word.
So I am very curious. Do you guys cleanse your homes?
Wearing white dresses is something young women would do. They would go out to, I think I told you last year I wanted to do this and then I wasn't able, but you wear a white dress and you go out and you spend time in nature. And like back in olden days, you could go out on Ostara Day and see a bunch of maidens in white among the mountains or crags or things in their natural area. Additionally, it was said the first drawing of water at dawn on Ostara was holy water. So you could go out and you could collect dew.
Oh, that's pretty.
Or if you're near a natural water source, you could go out, like wake up early and collect water at dawn, and that's like the holiest waters that our ancient ancestors believed in. It's a very holy day. Like in a lot of cultures, like it was unacceptable to not go out and celebrate Ostara. Like not acceptable to stay inside. Like you have to go out and be in nature, do the things you need to do for celebrating this holiest of holy days. And they'd have bonfires in the evening. Celebrate the sun, I'm sure.
The bonfires, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
yeah, do you have plans? Do you have traditions that you already hold? Do you have traditions you want to enact as you make your own life out there? What do you guys do for Ostara? Do you still celebrate Easter? Do you celebrate both?
Right, I'm very curious.
Yeah.
Leave a comment if you're watching us at...
We're so curious. Yeah.
Yeah, like if you're watching us on YouTube, leave a comment. And while you're at it, why don't you like and subscribe?
Yeah, please. And
please do. We're 2 away from 40 subscribers. Can we fucking reach 40 subscribers, please?
And also, if you like and subscribe and or comment or all 3, that helps us out a whole lot because it lets our content be shown to more people to say, hey, you might like this.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Good Pods, like 5-star review, super helpful. Apparently, we're number 12 in Belgium under spirituality.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I know.
That's
I did this like it was
the top 15. Like, what the fuck?
I gotta tell my husband I'm so
right?
excited.
And we're in the top 50 for spirituality and religion in Belgium. Like, so if you're listening in Belgium right now, you made our day today because we just found this out today. So
also,
thank you.
Join our Patreon so maybe we can go to Belgium. That would be fun.
Yeah.
I would love.
I
love your fucking
superstars,
waffles.
right? Yes.
They're like, okay, we're canceling that. The joke was too much.
But seriously, like, every little bit helps us. If you subscribe to our show on any platform you're listening to, if it allows you to give feedback or give us like a 5-star rating, that helps us get
or
shown
share
to more
with
people.
a friend you think you'd like.
Yes, please.
And check out our Patreon if you want to support us personally. Speaking of Patreons, hello, Melissa.
Hello, Dallas.
These are our two top tiers. Is that what it is? You are. On Patreon. And if you'd like a shout out, definitely.
Yes, because we'll appreciate you.
Buy us a cup of fucking coffee.
That's right.
That's exactly what it'll do.
That's right.
Right.
Help us make a better show for you.
And the link will be in the description.
It will. Absolutely.
Well, thank you for joining us today. This was really fun.
It was. Have a great night, guys.